Hi guys, I want to tell you a few things about K.I.T.T, the computer intelligent companion car. The short form for computer intelligent companion car is K.I.T.T. The car is the Grace Intelligent, and K.I.T.T is a modified 1982 Trans Am in medium to dark red with two lights covering underneath the hood, inspired by K.I.T.T scanner. K.I.T.T is a convertible, and I want to explain this partly with this model. K.I.T.T is the neural artificial intelligence of the car, and the Grace Intelligence is the modified 1982 Trans Am, the car. Okay, this is the model. Of course, K.I.T.T is a real car, not a model, like K.I.T.T in my case. And I will explain a few things about the car now. This is K.I.T.T, and K.I.T.T is medium to dark red with a white scanner, and the lights are running forward to each other. Like this, it's some kind of scanner with white lights, and the car itself is medium to dark red. K.I.T.T itself is a convertible too, and is very much inspired by K.I.T.T. And I will tell you a few things about the abilities of the car now. First of all, I had to say that K.I.T.T thinks. He is on one hand the neural artificial intelligence, and on the other hand also has Logan's personality, with which he merges and out from which he thinks, is guided and also formed. The two fuse together in a way, but of course it is all straightforward and wireless. Logan was a bit irritated and afraid at first to be able to control the car only by thought impulse, but quickly got used to it. In the meantime, he thinks it's really cool. K.I.T.T is also programmed to notice drifting thoughts and not inadvertently execute a command that is not intended, similar to the fatigue detection program seems in cars today. So now I come to his skills. K.I.T.T has a dominant program, of course. K.I.T.T's primary function is first to be Logan's partner, and second, he has a program to protect human and animal life. It is his primary programming. He also could not carry out any order, even from Logan, that could endanger Logan himself or another human being. K.I.T.T has a loyal but sometimes stubborn personality, more Logan's personality, but who is also Logan's best friend. He is primarily shaped by Logan, thinks through him, but also has as a basis his own neural artificial intelligence. Similar to a child who learns through his fellow man and his environment, but K.I.T.T is of course not a child. I will now explain a few of his main functions. Not everything, but a few functions I will explain because this would go too far soon. His thought voice, it's one of his primary functions. That means you can only hear his voice in your head, something like telepathy when the car talks. There is also a graphic that illustrates the whole thing visually. Now I come to the thought navigation, thought control, because K.I.T.T is a thought-controlled car. I would like to explain this with an example. Imagine you are sitting in a car, and normally you would start the engine with your hand and the ignition key. With K.I.T.T it would be different. You can start the ignition key with the power of your thoughts, without moving a muscle. The car has a thought control system that allows you to control all its electronics with a thought. Thought control, your thoughts, are a companion to K.I.T.T, the neural artificial intelligence of the car. The whole thing is called Neurotechnology and is something real. There is already a lot of research and development in this direction. I have only applied this concept here to the car. The Grace Intelligent is the modified 9822 Trans Am, and K.I.T.T, the neural artificial intelligence of the car. The neural artificial intelligence. K.I.T.T is intelligent and thinks. And he learns and thinks also through his driver, Logan. Logan is his driver, his friend, and his partner. These were a few basic skills for the car, and I come now to a few other skills he has. I show you this model because to remind you how K.I.T.T, in this case K.I.T.T, looks like. And I will tell you a few things about his skills. Because K.I.T.T is a really cool car, a really sophisticated car, and has a lot of great skills. Like something a Knight Rider and maybe a little bit like a Bond car too. First of all, he has, besides the thought control and the thought voice, with which he can talk, he has also an invisible mode. K.I.T.T also become invisible at the touch of a button. The whole things work by refraction of lights on his body. The light is deflected and that makes the car invisible. I think you can imagine that. The next thing is a wingsuit. K.I.T.T can jump across an object like a flying squirrel at the touch of a button. He even has the flight skins on the door, which are made of nylon fibers and stabilize his flight. I think you can imagine how the car is using some kind of maybe a stunt ramp, but this is not a stunt ramp. He can actually glide like a flying squirrel over an object. Then I come to one of the more interesting things, is the atomic compressed titanium. My model doesn't have that, of course, but K.I.T.T has the atomic compressed titan. And K.I.T.T is made of ultralight titanium, also because of the wingsuit. And this titan has undergone a so-called atomic compression, which makes the car indestructible. This is quite handy when K.I.T.T crashes through walls, for example. He then has no scratches, no damage and no dents. The tires are made of atomic compressed tire rubber, so they are also indestructible. So it does not bother K.I.T.T to drive through nails, glass or similar. I now come to the AT mode. The AT mode is off-road road for more grip. Just like that. Simple. He also has a 3D printer. It is a MIDI 3D printer that can be used to print objects. Beside K.I.T.T has computer graphics, microprocessors and computer technology. And he also has a Face ID. The Face ID is in his doors. K.I.T.T has wing doors. They are opened like that. I have used that from this inspiration from a K.I.T.T replica, from a Google picture I've used. K.I.T.T has wing doors there too, and I've used this with K.I.T.T too. So he has wing doors, they're open like this. And in these wing doors he has a Face ID. You are certainly familiar with a Face ID from your smartphone. You can also unlock the smartphone without a pin, just with your face. It sits in the doors at K.I.T.T and can be used to unlock and lock the car without using an ignition key, but this is of course also present. Now I come to the neurotechnology I've mentioned before. Neurotechnology is something real. It is based on real research. You can imagine it's something like if you were sitting at your computer, imagine that, and you could type on the keyboard using only the power of your mind. I have translated this concept, albeit with the car functions, to K.I.T.T. You can just type with a thought impulse without using your hands. K.I.T.T can also, in a way, through the help of Logan's thoughts and his neural artificial intelligence, he needs Logan as driver, independently execute commands and through Logan also act alone. I want to explain the thought cruise to you now. K.I.T.T has something like thought cruise, normal cruise and speed cruise. The thought cruise is white, the normal cruise is blue and the speed cruise is red. The thought cruise. This allows Logan to control his car only using his thoughts. He can put his hands on his lap and then doesn't need to touch the gas pedal or the steering wheel. K.I.T.T then drives by a thought command. This is handy when Logan is injured, for example, or wants to sleep. The car is then driving by his own, more or less. The normal cruise means that he can drive like a normal car. And the speed cruise, K.I.T.T can drive over 300 miles per hour. Then K.I.T.T has something like intelligent paint too. You can imagine the normal paint of a car. And K.I.T.'s paint, K.I.T.T is not only indestructible, he also has something like intelligent paint. And I want to explain this to you. K.I.T. is equipped with so-called intelligent paint, which allows him to perceive his surroundings in a similar way to sensors. This intelligent paint is intelligent particles that have a sanctuary function with which the car can virtually see, in a way. And yes, K.I.T. has a lot of more abilities, of course, but this is just a small overview of his abilities, which are also expanded now and then in the course of the volumes of Freedom Rider, of the book series. So far, an overview of his abilities. I hope you can imagine his appearance. He also has something like amphicar mode, so he can drive through water and on the water, and he has a lot more abilities. I don't want to explain them all, but this is just a rough overview, and I hope I give you a good impression of this.